Welcome to The Critique. Today we are looking at a submitted physics explainer discussing how black hole event horizons and cosmic horizons make shielding gravity impossible, ultimately causing quantum superposition to collapse and effectively acting as a universal observer.
Let's jump right into the feedback.
The use of anthropomorphic metaphors, specifically regarding the universe watching and particles having a party, severely impacts the scientific authority of the piece.
Yeah, I completely agree. The weakness here is that the text just relies way too heavily on personification.
Right, phrases like watching like a living being.
Exactly. And making sure particles aren't having a cosmic party. It's engaging for a lay audience, sure, but it risks alienating the technically expert audience this piece seems aimed at, and physics communication.
It is. It obscures the actual mechanical nature of the phenomenon, the decoherence, behind this layer of personality.
So my suggestion for improvement is to replace this conscious observer framing with an informational interaction framing, while still keeping that engaging tone.
Shift the focus from the universe's intent to its actual mechanics.
Right. We need concrete examples here. So instead of saying the universe is watching everything like a living being, the author could try, the universe functions as an omnipresent measurement device.
That is much better. It removes the creepy, sour and eye feeling.
Yeah, and instead of saying it makes sure the particles aren't having a cosmic party, try something like it constrains particles from maintaining indefinite states.
Which is highly accurate.
Or even just reframing doing their job properly to adhering to classical behavior. It treats the reader with more respect.
I think that's a crucial pivot. Now moving on, the logical bridge between standard experimental shielding and the unique properties of gravity is currently too abrupt.
Oh, this part, yes.
The weakness is that the text just jumps from vacuums shield gas to nothing can shield gravity, without ever explaining why gravity is the exception.
It assumes the reader just accepts that premise implicitly.
Exactly. It leaves a massive gap in the argument's foundation because there is no context provided regarding spacetime curvature versus basic particle interaction.
If I read that, I'm just thinking, well, lead shields radiation, so why can't a thick enough wall block gravity?
Right, so the suggestion is to insert a connective explanation that distinguishes gravity from other forces like electromagnetism to actually justify why shielding is impossible.
We need to elucidate that long-range aspect they mentioned much more clearly.
We do. As a concrete example, the author needs to add a line explaining that while a vacuum removes matter, gravity is a property of the space-time fabric itself. It permeates the vacuum.
Because shielding works on external environment noise, but gravity is the environment here.
Yes. A great phrasing suggestion would be, unlike gas molecules which can be blocked by a wall, gravity permeates the wall itself because it is the curvature of space.
That immediately fills the logical gap. It stops gravity from feeling like magic and grounds it back in relativity.
Exactly, which brings us to the next structural issue. The explanation of the event horizon mechanism lacks clarity regarding exactly how it causes the collapse.
This was a big sticking point for me. The weakness here is that the text just bluntly states anywhere there's a horizon that lets information move in only one direction, quantum superposition collapses.
It presents it as an absolute rule.
But it doesn't explain the causal link between a one-way information flow and the actual collapse.
The reader is left asking, why does information loss equal a measurement?
Right, it's like saying fire causes smoke without explaining what combustion is.
So the suggestion is to flesh out the relationship between information leakage and decoherence. Make the connection between the loss of information going into the hole and the resolution of the state explicit.
We need concrete examples of how to do that without getting bogged down in the math.
Well, you can explain that for a superposition to exist, information must be reversible or contained. A one-way horizon breaks this reversibility.
That's a great way to put it.
You could use an analogy of a conversation. Say something like, in a normal room, sound bounces back and superposition is maintained. But at a horizon, you speak into a void and hear nothing back, forcing the conversation to end. That ending is the collapse.
I love that analogy.
It explicitly links the one-way direction to the irreversibility required for a measurement event.
It gives the reader a mental model to actually understand the mechanism rather than just taking the author's word for it.
Okay, let's look at the next big piece of the puzzle. The parallel drawn between the black hole event horizon and the cosmic horizon needs stronger differentiation to support the universal observer conclusion.
Yes, it happens way too fast in the current draft.
The weakness is that the text equates the two horizons almost instantly. It says the cosmic horizon, much like the event horizon, and then just races to the conclusion that the entire universe is an observer.
While they are similar in information flow, moving that quickly makes it sound like a leap of faith rather than a derived scientific conclusion.
It really does. So the suggestion here is to bolster the comparison by acknowledging the massive difference in scale, but emphasizing the identity and function.
Clarify that the cosmic horizon affects the edge of the observable universe, which implies a boundary condition for the whole system.
For a concrete example, the author could explicitly state, just as a black hole limits a local region, the cosmic horizon limits the maximum coherence of the universe itself.
That's strong. And I'd add a sentence clarifying that because every point in space has a cosmic horizon relative to it, this observation is ubiquitous. It's not just happening at some physical edge.
Right. Relativity is key there. That completely changes it from a neat cosmological trick to a fundamental property of the space right in front of you.
Which leads perfectly into how this whole piece wraps up. The conclusion focuses on a humorous image rather than the profound implication of the experiment.
Yeah, that was a letdown. The weakness is that ending on that cosmic party joke just undercuts the gravity of the discovery.
Pun intended.
Maybe, but seriously, it misses the opportunity to land the so what? The idea that gravity might be the fundamental limit of quantum mechanics.
It trivializes a Nobel-level concept. The suggestion is to rewrite the ending to emphasize the unification of general relativity and quantum mechanics.
Use the observer concept to suggest the fundamental limit to reality rather than a cosmic chaperone.
Let's give them some concrete examples for that landing.
Change the final thought to something punchy, like, this suggests that gravity itself sets the resolution limit of reality.
The resolution limit of reality. That is fantastic.
Highlight that this experiment suggests the universe isn't just watching, it's defining what is real through gravity.
Conclude with the idea that the edge of the observable universe isn't just a place, but a functional component of quantum mechanics.
It leaves the listener with a sense of awe instead of a cheap chuckle.
It makes the whole piece feel much more significant.
It really does.
All right, let's recap the main feedback points for the author.
First, refine those living being metaphors to ensure scientific accuracy. Use informational interaction instead of cosmic party.
Second, explain exactly why gravity cannot be shielded using the space-time curvature argument so you don't leave a logical gap.
Third, clarify the actual mechanism between one-way information flow and wave function collapse, using the reversibility or echo analogy.
Fourth, strengthen the comparison between black hole and cosmic horizons by addressing the scale difference but identical function.
And fifth, pivot the conclusion from humor to the profound implication of gravity defining reality itself.
This is an incredibly strong foundation for an explainer. We highly encourage you to revise the script with these sharper definitions and resubmit it to this critique.
You'll be amazed to see how the tone shifts from a playful explainer to a truly compelling scientific narrative.
We are looking forward to reading the next iteration.
Thanks for tuning in.
Goodbye.